Does connectivity mean availability? Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Future in 5, where I share my thoughts, ideas, and commentary on the future of work in 5 minutes or less. You know, it's very easy for us to stay connected on our mobile devices, on our computers, collaboration platforms. I mean, you name it, and we're pretty much connected 24/7. And the big challenge for us is that because we're always connected, we feel like we always have to be available. We check email first thing in the morning when we wake up. We check email before we go to bed. We check email when we are taking time off of work. We check email when we go on vacation. We're always connected. We're always on instant message. We're always on link. We're never actually disconnected. And I think the big challenge there is we need to realize that just because you're always connected doesn't mean you always have to be available. And we need to really make that distinction because otherwise it leads to a lot of burnout. If you feel like you are always available, not just for work, but if you feel like you're always available and always, online, it's very easy to become disengaged, especially in your workplace. So there are a couple of things that I think we need to be thinking about. Number one is setting expectations at work. So as an employee, we need to be able to set expectations for our managers and for our coworkers for what is reasonable and what isn't. You know, every now and then, sure, it's fine to throw in an early morning with a team in China, or every now and then you have to have that, evening conference call. But if you set that expectation where your boss or your coworkers know that you're always checking email at night, that you're always available for 6 o'clock morning meetings, you're always going to take that nighttime phone call, then guess what? They're going to keep on doing those things. So it's best to set these expectations at the very beginning, or if not, try to set these expectations now. And you can slowly do that by maybe not checking email or not always being available after you get home from work or between 6 and 9 or 6 and 10 o'clock at night. I think the second thing is managers and people that are running our organizations also need to have realistic expectations from their employees for what connectivity and availability means. There are some organizations I keep reading about that are actually trying to ban email after hours. In Germany and in some places in Europe, I keep hearing about this. Volkswagen was a company recently that I heard was trying to sort of block email servers after hours within certain teams. And so, these organizations in these countries are doing these things because they're understanding that it's getting to be a little much. It's getting to be a little overwhelming. So connectivity and availability are not the same thing. So one thing on the employee side, again, try to set those expectations to make sure that just because you're connected doesn't mean you are always there. Don't be scared to put that away message up. Don't be scared to not check email when you first wake up in the morning. It's okay. I mean, we're people. We're not machines. The second thing for managers and for people that run organizations, try to understand that employees are people and that sometimes we need that ability to disconnect or to not be available. And there's actually a lot of benefit to that because if we allow these employees to be disconnected or not available for a bit, they get more engagement, they get more fresh ideas that they're able to bring back to the company. So, don't put that pressure on them. And then finally, it's good for us, just individuals as people, to be able to take some time away from technology. My wife and I, whenever we try to go to dinner, we try to leave our phones, in her purse or in our pockets. When we go on walks with our dog, we try to not bring our phones with us. So, we try to make these conscious efforts. On the weekends, we try not to be around technology as much. But it's important to sort of make this mental switch to try to do other things besides just go online. With Facebook, with Twitter, with our ability to always connect to work. I mean, it's easy for us to just walk with our phones in front of our faces, or to just walk around with our laptops all the time. I remember a couple of weeks ago, I was at the airport and I literally saw people, they were on the escalator moving by me, and they had these straps around their neck so that their laptop was in front of them like this while they were walking. And they were walking around the airport with their laptop in front of their face. I was shocked. We don't want that, right? We don't want to get to the WALL-E scenario. So if you've seen WALL-E, you see that Everybody's connected to their chairs and they're always connected to technology, and they don't even walk anymore. They're just, a screen in front of them all the time. So try to make that mental disconnect. Connectivity does not mean availability, right? We get cell phone reception, we get Wi-Fi pretty much anywhere and everywhere we go nowadays, but it doesn't mean that we are always available. So that's kind of my thought for this episode of The Future in 5. Curious to hear what you think. How are you trying to maintain that difference between connecting or between connectability and availability? And I'm also really curious to hear, what do you do in your personal life to take time away from technology? Do you have any rules where, you don't use any tech on Friday, or you're not around screens on Saturday? Really curious to hear what you think and how you are dealing with so much connecting and so much availability. I'll see you next time on an episode of The Future in 5. And in the meantime, if you want to get access to more episodes, you can visit thefutureorganization.com. Thanks. Talk to you next time. Hey, are you interested in the future of work? If so, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the latest content on the future of work and stay up to date on all the latest trends and happenings. Not to mention, you will make me very, very happy. Make sure to subscribe.